Everybody's having trouble tonight. Tripping in the door, getting hit by the door. It is madness. It is madness. But the pigs are none the wiser. They are just chilling here. Mallory is on her way. Oh, how is everybody doing tonight? We are back live on TikTok after a short ban for our horrible behavior. I think it's because of our game night that for whatever reason they always seem to, hey Nicole, mark as gambling, which we are not doing since there's no prizes. So anyway, a little bit peeved with the TikTok. I was just talking about TikTok finally let us out of prison for our horrible. I know, like.
We really need to cross our P's and dot our Q's.
I know, like, I don't understand. It's insane. Hey, I see Tanya on. How's it going, Tanya? But Mallory is doing the important work of making sure that old Odin's sidearm is holstered.
So you just call his ding dong his sidearm?
I like to. Hey, Mel.
Mom. Hello, everybody.
Oh, Kathleen. Everyone is here before. Alina tonight. She's fired.
I'm trying to look extra homeless tonight. Like maybe you want to put some change in my cup.
I don't know if they usually have like coffee in their cup. I may or may not have accidentally crushed Odin in the door, and I did not mean to.
Is he okay?
Oh, Alina's here. Yeah, you see him. He's totally fine, but he was coming in, and I was trying to hold the door, and then I went to switch hands, and the door closed. You can't just...
Why didn't you crush him?
Well, I mean, he's, clearly still intact.
Yeah, but you use words like that. He's obsessed with
Son of a mother. He loves to stick it on there.
He loves to rub on the couch. He's slow. He doesn't like...
He freed his sidearm. Holster it.
I did holster it.
Holster the sidearm.
So, he only does it on this couch. Like, he does not rub on anything else. Otherwise, I would think he's got, like, some sort of skin issue or, like, problem. But it's just this couch. Like, he sees this couch.
Alina loves you, Odin.
He just rubs on it. Alina loves you so much, Odin.
And she's been caring for her nephew and dog sitting.
What kind of dog?
I thought you were going to say, what kind of nephew do you have?
What kind of nephew do you have? What kind of dog are you dog sitting? I feel like maybe you should hold us, but I don't know. Like, he's just obsessed with it.
Yeah, he is.
I keep thinking, am I missing something? Is he got some sort of, like, itch problem? But it's like he never does this if he's not near the couch. Like, there's nothing else that he scratches on.
Yeah.
He just really loves to rub himself against the couch. But yeah, Fiona seems spunky tonight. So that's good.
Yeah, Odin is very crafty. Like, sometimes he pretends like he has to go out until Mallory takes off his
and then he turns around and
diaper, and then he runs away.
He doesn't seem like his diaper bothers him, so I don't know why he, like, tries to get it off sometimes.
It is the wiener dog and the poodle.
That's right, we talked about that, wiener dog and poodle, that's right. Oh, that sounds like such a cute combination. So, should we talk about our vet visit?
Did I, or should we?
Either.
Yeah, it does sound like a sitcom. The wiener dog and the poodle.
It does. Oh, that'd be a fun TV show.
That reminds me of what the vet said today. And then that'll lead nicely into the vet.
Yeah,
she said, everybody loves when you guys come in here, because I was giving her the calendar. And she's like, everybody loves when you come in here. Because, like, today, your rooster was letting loose. And someone in the, that was signing in was like, is that a rooster? And she's like, yeah, it's a rooster, a toad, and a turkey. And she's like, kind of sounds like the beginning of a joke.
Or a children's book.
Or a children's book, yeah.
A rooster, a toad, and a turkey walk into a bar. I don't know. If there's someone that wants to finish that joke, give it a thought. So that's who we took to the vet today.
Yeah.
So we took Sebastian in to see our regular... the vet that sees all our small animals other than the dogs. It's confusing, but sees all of our birds, right? amphibian animals too. So their farm vet is on vacation, and she's the one who originally saw Sebastian. So we said we'll bring Sebastian in now that both eyes are open and he's like healing, to give him a look-see and see like what we got going on. So and then we also brought Louisa in because she was diagnosed with a heart arrhythmia early on, but then it turned out she was just laying her, like in the middle of laying her first egg at the vet visit. So we felt really bad because she laid it in the car on the way home. And so then after that disappeared. And then we've been noticing that she's been like kind of making little noises when she breathes sometimes. So we brought her in. Don't do the zoom in on me.
People like
brought her in, and then we said Jackie, our toad, has really not been seen by anyone for like a couple years. So we decided, hey, we'll bring in Jackie too. So we had a rooster, a toad, and the turkey.
People like the Zoom. Like no one's
who says anything?
Yeah,
about the
no
Zoom?
one is not. No one has said they like it, but like I just get this vibe. You know, yeah. There's like a definite vibe.
Now it's Charlotte. Look how pretty she looks, and she's on her princess pillow. So do you wanna talk about what the vet told us?
Yes, you mean like have me talk about it? Well, I mean, it's hard for me to talk knowing that Odin is unholstered. You know, it really. But all right. So what happened today?
You're a little too obsessed with his wiener. Like I just want to say, like you think about Odin's wiener in a concerning amount.
I just really, I prefer the diaper to catch it than the Swiffer. Let's see. So what happened at the vet? Well, first they checked out. Oh, Jackie. Where are you, Jax? There's Jax. I don't know if everyone can see her. She's kind of hidden. Alexa, turn on Jackie's light.
Yeah, I had to interrupt him eating.
Sorry.
Eating.
So Jackie's down there in her little burrow in the back there, but she is chubby, but healthy. Well fed.
Well fed were the words used.
Her eye looks good, but yeah, that may be the most. I mean, her being healthy is the most important thing. But we asked her, like she seems to love being, pet and like interacting with us, and we mentioned how when we made a post about her one time where I was petting her, like everybody, in the apparently like reptile world or amphibian world was like, oh my goodness, like that poor toad is trying to poison you. And she's like, this toad is so not stressed by interacting with people. She's like, her poison glands look so full, like they haven't been emptied in forever. She's like, and hard. She's like, she's like, yeah, this is not a toad that does not, she's like, she clearly seems to enjoy, the.
That made me really happy because I worried. Because like Ryan is just like, screw people say whatever, but I was really worried because I had also like read that you're not supposed to like touch your toes, and so I'm gonna play devil's advocate here for a second and say that I do understand people being concerned about videos of people
you hold this real quick.
Their toads because it could be very upsetting and stressful for the toad.
No euphemisms are being made in the touching your toad.
Yeah. And so you wouldn't want to go to like a toad you didn't know or like a toad on the ground and just start like petting them, because that does stress them out and they will pee on you and they will rub the poison on you. So on one hand, like I understand that people could take that video wrong. But I feel very relieved to know because I've always sensed that Jackie's like not stressed by us. But then I'm like, am I just making that up because that's what I want to believe? Like, I feel like Jackie's better off and happy living inside with us, but then there's always part of me that's like, is she just not, And I know like the vet can measure like toad happiness, but she's really active. She's always climbing on stuff, and just knowing that she's not experiencing stress being around people makes me feel like I'm correct in my assessment of her.
Well, the fact that interacting with our vet, she wasn't stressed. Like because that's like. It's like a stressful situation, and so she's clearly a very.
She's been in the car, like.
Melted, laid back Jackie, or laid.
You like had to turn her side. You're in the car.
Oh yeah.
Ryan is just like, not. coordinated. Jackie got bumped around a little bit. She was totally fine, but
I kid, no, don't be.
For her evenness of her trip, it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was really good news.
Yeah. So Jackie likes us is really, the takeaway.
That Jackie likes us.
Yeah. And then they checked up Louisa, and Louisa is
no heart issue.
Dandy, still no heart issue.
They said maybe she's just gets a little like I don't know worked up like laying eggs. So the turkeys have been laying a lot of eggs. So we're kind of debating on whether or not we want to put down like fake eggs and let them sit on them and just maybe like get broody, so to speak. Because she lays a lot of eggs.
Yeah, I mean, well, they just keep seeming to be going and going and going, so.
But we remove the eggs after they lay them, so.
Well, she said because they're, like, not like the factory farmed typical breed, they may be more broody, where they, like, will just have a nestful and then stop, versus, like, the more, it's not like they're not human modified, but they're not as modified as the factory farm turkeys.
She said, well, if this was one of those kind of turkeys, she said, I would say I'm surprised they're even alive still.
Yeah.
And Louisa's only like 8 months old, 9 months old.
Yeah.
So just goes to show you what has been done to those poor turkeys. But it was interesting. The vet did say her favorite animals were turkeys and geese.
Yeah.
So we're like can be some of the brattiest.
Mel says that is so nice. Louisa is okay too, and I thought I saw something. Apparently, there's a rug savant trying to sell the product. Tanya is handing it to him.
There we go.
What was I gonna say? Oh, and then Sebastian.
Sebastian. Our vet is so good. Like we learned a new trick just watching. I don't know if you were watching, Ryan, but she like put her finger like over his neck and was like holding his shoulders.
Yeah.
And that with one hand she was able to make him not move. And Sebastian is not like being handled. So he's like trying to bite her and like flailing and then she just kind of like put her hands right over his shoulders and then he couldn't get her like with his neck. It's kind of like I feel like putting your hand on like a kid's head. They're like swinging at you and you're just like.
Or like two fingers around Miles's like long neck when he comes charging at me. So. Yeah. Yeah, he's feisty.
I feel like she's like us though, because she had gotten beat up by a rabbit. And and she's just like, you just get to a point where you just get used to getting like things happening to your body.
Like bleeding is just a part of the day, and you like don't really even remember who or what made you bleed anymore.
I get bruised, but I don't really. You like, I don't know. You do it to yourself though. You like stab yourself throughout the day.
Not like intentionally.
Like I'd say like probably 30% of like the days just bleeding in some capacity. And generally being like, I just stabbed myself. But hi. What are you doing? Oh, your holster's still on.
I should turn it around, come hang out with you, like.
Yeah, okay. But do you want to do this fashion update, or do you want me to?
Yeah.
Here's the health update. Health update is he's healing well. There's a couple areas of concern. The big one being his right eye, the one that took the longest to open up. Is sort of like congealed together, like it's not really opening up like all the way. So we're putting in some eye ointment in him, which is yay for having to put eye ointment in Sebastian. He does not love that, but to hopefully help it like soften up a little bit. And then there's like a couple feathers we have to keep an eye on that got a little injured. So other than that, but she's looking good. So Sebastian seems. He has done a major turnaround.
It's true.
Major turnaround.
I mean, he survived. I feel like that in itself.
I mean, he survived, but then is like actually doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Has just consistently like.
Sorry, everybody.
Seems like he's back to acting like himself. So, and especially we're at a point where, what are you doing on that one?
Which one?
Okay, there you
All right.
And one of them isn't even turned around.
Ooh,
My
sorry people.
cameraman. My
Sorry
cameraman
people.
is really,
I can never remember where it is. Like, I wish they were the same on all of them.
There's our shoes.
Yeah, that's what people came for. All right.
They came for those pigs. They came for these pig booties. Yeah, get in there. This pig booty
How's that?
is what I would come for.
Are we
Just
good?
to see this. Beautiful.
Are we good?
Yeah.
All right. I'll try to
We have the
balance.
cutest baby pic of Louisa on the website. I know. She was. Oh my gosh, Louisa is a baby. I need to like post again the naps that they used to take. So I used to bring Sherman and Louisa and Charlie in, and then Ben. When we had Ben, there was a third black turkey initially. And I used to bring them all and put them like I had a zipped up sweatshirt. And I would put them all under my sweatshirt and they'd all fall asleep because like when they're babies and you just like wrap them up with like warmth and like they're against your body, and it was like the best. I'd have 4 little turkeys napping on me. So, and I remember the last nap where it was like I knew they were barely fitting in my sweatshirt anymore, and I knew it was gonna be the last nap we all took together, and like we got some pictures of it, and you know, it was like a bittersweet moment of being like they're almost too big for napping with mom. Yeah, so all in all, a good trip to the vet. Yes, it was definitely a good trip to the vet, which is good because I feel like normally she's like, why do you bring me these like terrible things when we bring an animal? So I think she was probably happy, but
Yeah, it's actually like probably the least traumatic vet visit in a while. And I wish there was like a way to like.
Yeah. That's
I hear
TikTok
somebody
doesn't need to see
banging.
me. I mean, there's like I heard someone banging
Who
today,
is
and I
it?
realized.
You wanna go see?
Yeah,
On
we
the
can get
wall?
Odin. We need to get Odin to move.
So you think of things
You
that
wanna go outside?
I wouldn't have.
Huh?
I said I wouldn't even have thought. You know, I would just have.
Do you really want to go out? Let's go eat somewhere. Don't get mad. Come on. You just went out a second ago. Did he?
He did. He did. He was out
Just
moments
one
ago.
second, buddy.
All right, a surprise guest may be on their way.
All right, well, let it be a surprise. Don't say anything.
Okay.
Till they come over.
All right.
Who's there?
Oh,
Oh.
it is a someone. There's
somebody at the
someone
door.
coming in our door.
Come on in.
Are you coming?
The pigs want at the door.
I feel like it's revealing. I feel like people can guess who it
Yeah,
is.
people can guess. Because if it was Huckleberry, he would be.
Huckleberry would be in
marched
here.
right in. He's not shy. Come on, honey.
All right.
Someone likes to kind of stand in the doorway and just check the out. Someone's not worried about their booty being exposed.
Yeah.
Huckleberry would never have his booty exposed like that because of this one. Because of you.
What you doing?
Where are your horn covers, ma'am? Dad needs to put your horn covers back on.
What? Did I come too quick?
She's got a itch. I really wish I had horns that I could just scratch my back with.
You coming in? I feel like we should tell everyone about the wonderful discovery we made about our kitchen and its floor.
Oh yeah, I mean it's really.
So we redid our, not like redid, but like I installed some vinyl plank flooring in our kitchen, and
a few years ago.
yeah, and there's always like a weak spot in the floor when like when I moved in, and so finally I guess the vinyl plank decided it could not withstand the bend and is now cracked. So
We have like a piece of our floor that we step in and it kind of just like goes down, but like not all the way. So that was fun. That was fun. I'm like, is there like nothing under our house? Like it almost feels like there's like a hole.
It's just the
under
ground.
our house.
Yeah.
We don't have a foundation, like literally. I didn't know that. That was even a thing that could happen until Ryan explained to me that like our house is actually foundationless. Well, it's all like rock and like cinder blocks, right? Like
Yeah. I mean, we're like basically living in a shanty. Like
it's like a fun shanty.
we sit on the porch, people come and take pictures of us, and it's in black and white, and like,
Hi.
oh, it's cute.
I love you.
Goat. You're a
That was a cute goat.
Where do you keep going?
I don't know, why are you being shy? And
Who are
it's
you
not like
checking
you
on?
haven't been in here a million times.
Who are you checking for?
You think Huck might get revenge on your booty? If you've not seen Edna's diary, what was that, like a few days ago?
Last Friday.
I don't know if it was last Friday. Because didn't I miss Friday?
Did you?
I don't know. Some point within the last
ago.
2 weeks. Edna was gracious enough to share a diary entry with us.
Are you hiding?
Why is she so shy? Is it because the beanies? Are you not used to the beanies?
Do you not recognize us?
It's us, Edna. It's us. It's your parents. Why are the pigs grumping at you?
Now you're just under on your butt. We turn the camera around for you.
He's got that beautiful tail. Beautiful tail. A fuzzy tail. Oh, Charlotte. Why do they get mad about her? Is it because she stands up to them?
I don't know. I think they beat her up.
Who knows?
I feel like Edna's bottom pig. Aren't you? Are you bottom pig?
There's no way. Edna would not allow.
Yo. She runs from them.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Do you want to turn?
How's your udder? Edna's not very good about letting us.
It's still pretty swole.
Yeah, but the vet's coming out next week to.
Sorry.
That's what she does.
Sorry. That shocked you.
Yeah, it's pretty big stuff. Yeah, so we'll get her to check it out. But it doesn't feel... The thing we'd be worried about is an infection, and it doesn't feel hard or red. So we're probably missing tons of comments here.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to eat your rug. She's not the one to worry about. Actually, our lamb is the one that... So one of the reasons I was really hesitant about adopting goats is because they eat everything, right? Like, and I have a friend who has lots of goats, and her goats eat everything, and Edna's not really, like, an eater of things.
She's not, really. I haven't noticed her eating anything that I was like, what are you doing?
But our lamb, on the other hand, wants to eat our couch, our hair, our faces.
If you want to hand it to me, I'll hold the camera again.
Edna probably would go to the bathroom here if she felt like it, you know?
Are you potty trained? Are you potty trained? If anybody is like desperate to stroke the beard of a beautiful lady, as many of us have dreamed of,
there's a bearded lady right there.
She will let you stroke her beard. She really likes it.
I was really surprised. I thought that was going to be like a no-go. Like I assumed the beard was going to be off limits, but it's not.
You hear Fiona?
Who's that?
Did you
Is that your buddy?
Fiona?
She has met Fiona. Oh, Odin, that's the sound of Odin trying to cuddle with Fiona and Fiona not wanting to cuddle.
And then Odin being like, all right, well, I'll take your bed.
And then him taking the whole bed, which may or may not be his goal. Like, I feel like cuddling is fine with him, and then if not, also taking the bed is also fine. So it kind of is a win-win for him, depending on how it turns out. But your collar's getting a little dirty, my love.
I know, it's so pretty and new at first.
I have this new pink collar, but that's like a well-loved collar.
I feel like her and Huck are starting to like befriend each other.
Yeah, I kind of got that vibe. Like, it seems less. Oh, did I scare you? I'm sorry. Do I smell bad?
She does.
Is that what it is? Do I smell? Yeah, her and Huckleberry seem like they're not. She's not as scared of her. She's just a booty bumper. She is. She is a booty bumper.
Touch your toe?
I'm glad, Rick. I'm glad that you enjoy this. We have all sorts of animals just hanging out with us all the time. So. Yeah. So if you don't know Edna, she's actually our newest rescue, and she was dumped on like a hiking trail in like this forest. Like, she was miles out, and hikers would see her, and the reporter to the park, and the park people couldn't figure out, you know, there were like farms around, they didn't know, you know, no one was claiming her. Animal control wouldn't go out there because said they weren't going to hike out there, basically.
Let's just say animal control was not in control.
They did not even want to be in control of that situation. So Brian spent 4 days, morning and night, going out and trying to catch her, and finally did, and that's how we got a goat. So
like, I like got her like Netflix like murder style, like
I wish that
wrapped
you had
up in the
recorded
car.
like more of it, because
Yeah.
that would have been an awesome like video.
I think I have like video of me pulling her in the wagon. Like,
you do, and then you have I think a video of you trying to get close to her.
Yeah,
you were like taking a selfie.
I took some in like her in the car, like wrapped up in like the stroller.
But I mean, like an everyday like journal of your.
Yeah. It was like hard because you'd like, am I ever gonna catch her? So you're not thinking like this would be good.
Like, in hindsight, it always seems like, oh, I should have done that, but at the time you're just focused on the thing that you're doing. So.
But yeah, I should. I'm like.
I know, walking by her and seeing her, like, I mean, people noticed her. They heard her. She was starting to come up and bleat at people, so they were worried that maybe she was like needing some help, and she was needing some help.
You needed to help yourself to Huckleberry's booty.
She was like, I just needed a fluffy sheet bottom to just
someday you're gonna
press against my head.
Brush those beautiful teeth. Why get someday?
Oh.
Someday.
Should be brushing the pig's teeth. What?
She's just itching with her horns.
I love it. She's like got a built-in back scratcher. It's the coolest thing. Like she can just tilt her head back and scratch herself, and it's like she does it like so casually. I'm so jealous.
Hi.
I want just like a built-in back scratcher.
Oh, you like your beard being rubbed?
So lovely. So lovely. Do you ever feel guilty like petting her in front of Huckleberry?
I feel guilty petting anyone in front of everyone. Like, it's just like constant.
I mean,
Like
especially
Charlie.
when she was being mean to him though, when she was like headbutting him all the time, because he'd want
there
to
was
come
guilt
up.
then.
He would want. I mean, still even a little bit. He like wants to come up, but then if I'm petting her, like he won't, and he'll just kind of stand there and like look at me, like kind of sad. And I feel like I'm like petting his enemy, like his abuser. I was gonna say booty abuser, but that sounds a little wrong.
That is a whole nother webpage.
Yeah,
we're not going to
she
talk
had
about.
butts Huckleberry in the butt, so that's.
But kiss her. There you see her sitting there across the way. Kiss the girl. Hi.
Oh, thank you, Rick. Yeah, there are lots of animals out there that need rescuing, so the more people that want to give them a great life, the better. Because, yeah, sadly, we can only take in a tiny, tiny fraction of the ones that need it, so.
Where are you going? Oh, where are you headed? Where are you headed?
What we were talking about though, like I don't think we talked about this on the live, is how like there's so many animals, right, that people like get rid of or ask us to take in, and everyone is so limited. Sanctuaries, rescues, all of that, everyone's like full. And there will be some that are in like dire situations that you end up taking in beyond your capacity or beyond what you had expected.
Yeah.
And people dump animals in terrible situations, but people who are trying to do right by them and are like keeping them and trying to find like a good place, it's almost like I feel like those situations,
they get the worst.
They get ignored because you're like, okay, we're full and I'm only motivated to go beyond capacity for an animal who's like in a really dire situation, but then it's like all of the animals, like, you know, like, it's like hard.
Like any animal not given a home will end up in a dire situation. So by choosing the one that seems that they're in a dire situation, you're possibly just shifting another one into that slot.
Right. Right.
What are you doing? Do you want out? Or are you just staying close to the door? Yeah.
Or like ruining somebody's marriage or relationship over it, you know, while someone's like waiting for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's like kind of like now my brain went blank. I had it. It was right there, but what was I gonna say? You talk.
Okay, well, I have a story. Well, I was saying, the reason I said that is because I remember a situation, I was just thinking about the situation where, with an ex that I was living with, I won't say any names, I rescued this cat while I was, like, at some conference somewhere, and it was this cat who was clearly a stray cat, and it was, like, in a really not great part of town. I took him to get, or her to get checked for a chip, and looked at all the lost, posts on Facebook everywhere, like, look, there was like no one like looking for this cat, and she was clearly like not, a street cat. So I brought her back, and I was volunteering at the time at this shelter. And they're always full, right? Like, same situation, like always full of like waiting lists for everything. And so the guy I was living with at the time, which, like, how I even end up with a person like this, because I'm like, us, all right, we turn a bedroom, like, we have an animal here, like. And so he was like super reluctant and was like, don't bring this cat home. And I was like, well, I have a cat in my car, and so the cat is like, I'm not gonna go dump the cat back. Like, I've like taken this cat. So he was really like upset about this, and we had like all sorts of arguments. And so he was like, okay, very short term. So we had this cat in a bedroom, and we would like feed her, like take care of her and everything. And then I was like reaching out to like my rescue and like different rescues, and like nowhere was like willing to take her. And so it was like 3 weeks of perpetually him getting more and more mad. Are you listening still to my story?
I am.
Okay. Him getting more and more upset and frustrated, and basically being like, what are you gonna do with this cat? And I'm like, dude, I'm trying. Like, I am like actively trying. And so, I wonder how many situations are, like mine, where it's like the cat's like not in a dire situation, but not gonna die. So there's like, nope, we're full, nope, we're full. Then eventually a spot opened up at the rescue that I volunteered at, so it worked out. But I'm like, why was I with someone? Like, how is that not the straw? You know what I mean? Like, well, this cat's not hurting anyone. Like,
I was
we
gonna
had
say,
a bedroom.
cats are like, of any animal to like have one of temporarily. Cats.
We just had her in like a bedroom too, like, because we had dogs, but she was just, I don't even remember, but and we would just go up and feed her. Like, I don't remember there being any reason why it was like such a problem. So, I don't know. I'm trying to remember, like, why it would have been such an issue.
I don't know.
Just because I think he had to sometimes, like, feed her, and because, like, I would be, like, going somewhere. I don't know. Like, but, like, feeding a cat, it's like you go in, you clean it up, like.
I mean, like, the minimal effort is pretty minimal for a cat. It's not like.
She ended up being there for like 3 weeks. I remember it was like,
still.
He was like such a dick about it, like towards the end. Like, I'm like, what do you want me to do? Her name was Maple. She was really You say it all the time.
What?
He was. I'm just gonna say it. Now I'm like pissed. Now I'm thinking about this, and I'm like pissed. I'm like, what kind of guy is like, oh, don't bring that cat home? Like, he's like, well, fine. I'm like, I'm not gonna find someone else and be like, here, let me just give you this cat. Like, I've got the cat. They're in my. Well, then it was like, you should have talked to me about it first. And I'm like, yeah, but like, also I've got a cat in my car. Like, would you ever think Mallory's going to object? I need to check with her before I temporarily bring home an animal that needs help.
I mean, I let you know, like, whatever species it might be that I'm bringing home, but,
Well, I mean, I called on the way home and was like, okay, this is like a whole thing that's happening, but.
Yeah, no. I mean, especially in that kind of situation, like,
But we had like I was trying to find like a place, and I drove to get, to check for a chip at like a local vet. Yeah, but I was like busy. Like, I was like not able.
If you put like an application in for them, and then like, oh, by the way, but like, when I went and got Stacy at the middle school, it wasn't like you were like, you better find a place for that, reviews.
But he was just like so mad that I didn't call him like before, and I'm like, I was like trying to catch this cat, like trying to find, I was like doing all of these things, and so I didn't like stop in the middle and give him a heads up. But anyway, that's why we're married. Because I would be like, oh my gosh, this cat needed help, and they're in the car, and he'd be like, all right, I'll get a thing set up for him. So, not that we take cats.
I need you to get this goat, those pigs.
Never. Sorry, we're probably missing comments.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, we just get lost in our own world.
We do. Because he was a dick. I agree. I unfortunately dated a lot of those before my husband. Yeah. Yes. He was not a keeper. That is absolutely true. Oh, I know. I was talking to Ryan. I know you were listening. Oh,
that's what I was going to say. Okay, so it's
Mel would have trouble not feeding her all the Fig Newtons. I love Fig Newtons. I just needed to say that. Sorry. Fig Newtons are delicious.
But I was gonna say, you know, like, so like, there is that proneness to like, oh my gosh, this is a really dire situation. So even though I like don't have the space, I'm gonna do it. But then there's also the sort of absurdness of farmers being like, you know, like Annie, where it's like, oh, she's blind and she's gonna struggle in life. I want to save her. Hello, sorry. And the reverse of that, you know, like an animal that has no problems, no issues, could live a perfectly healthy life.
Right.
You're
like, oh,
I will slit their throat. You know, like that is okay with me. And it's such a bizarre sort of outlook, and like there is sort of like within the, I don't know, I want to say like normie existence, like this, like, oh man, that the hero farmer who saved that poor little calf, you know, and it's like,
oh yeah, people who tell that story, people are like, oh, that's so nice of him, and I'm like, he's got hundreds other properties he's gonna kill. It's not that nice.
Her mom,
right?
You
yeah,
know,
her siblings, anyone else. It's really, he's really not that nice. Like,
it's kind of a,
you know,
it's like,
but there's this almost sense of like inevitability, like, well, but that's what he does. Like he has to. Yeah. Of course, he has to kill him, and it's like he doesn't need to be doing that. Like he could just have a different job. You know what I mean? Like he could just decide.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill animals, you know? So it's like, he doesn't really have to be doing any of that. Like, animal agriculture does not have to exist.
Oops, we've been missing so many comments.
Oh, hey, is that Grace?
Yeah, we got Grace. Oh, she says it's me, Jessica. Hey, Jessica, Grace, person. Sorry, I'm trying to turn them all around, and I am the worst at this. But yeah, I just figured I would take the camera since...
Oh, are you looking at me now? I didn't know. I was just like staring.
I am. Yeah, that's okay.
I need to use the. I need to powder my nose real quick. I need to use the ladies' room.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
It's a number one, everyone. Rest assured. How's it going, Jessica? If you're really Jessica, as alleged. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, Alina, that like you waiting for mom to come back. Don't go jumping over that. Thank you, Mel. I appreciate that you enjoy listening to us just chat with each other. We do that all day, so you know, I guess a good time to share the experience of being married to us. Do you want to stay in, kiddo, or are you like the door is open if you want. You don't have to. It is your call. Grace says that her sister's goat is so much fatter than hers, and she thinks she needs a diet. Yeah, I mean, Edna has chunked up a little. I mean, she was living in the wild, so it was pretty skinny for a while there. But yeah, she has definitely gained some weight. If you want to stay, kid, you can stay. Let's see who we got out here. You chill there. We got Maisie laying in their eating area. I don't know why. All right, Jenna, we've talked about this. It looks like you pooed where you sleep. Don't feel judged. I'm just pointing it out. You just chilling. You gonna go say hi to Jenna? Yeah, that is one thing about living with cows, is you spend all day picking up. Oh, thank you for going outside to pee, Edna. Edna's very cute when she pees. She squats and like puts her little butt down. Where's your buddy? Let's call Huck. Huckleberry! Huckleberry! Huck! Huck! Let's see if Huck's coming.
Where's the Donkleberry?
But yeah, I don't know. It'd be so nice if we lived in a world that made sense. Oh, and I sent you a message, Alina, if you didn't see the email. Mallory and I had been talking about an idea because we were sort of talking about the absurdness of the world, where you can make jokes about animal suffering, and sort of the world laughs along, even if awkwardly, sort of this tacit acceptance of like it's funny to make jokes. And so we thought it would be nice to have a page where those things could be immortalized. And then if people want to get that removed.
And I want to take the guy from TMZ and find that and put it on there. Because I like, you know how I told you the guy that worked at Lowe's like stuck with my head?
Yeah.
My head? Like I think about the guy from TMZ who made that joke like a lot. Like more than I should. And just like get angry. So I want to put him on the wall of shame.
Oh, don't worry, Elena. It's not a rush. Yeah, no, I totally understand. We are.
We're probably not going to get to it for like 5 years.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we just thought it would be, a nice thing to just put out there. Like, hey, you think it's funny? We'll share that so that, it's sort of there. And maybe even like a juxtaposition of what really happens. Like when people make, like, bacon, and when they look at a pig and be like, okay, well, first, to make that bacon, they cut out their front teeth and cut off their tail, and then they, shove them in a tiny little shed for. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Grace wants to know, does Jenna have any kids? Jenna was born infertile, which is the only reason she is still alive today. She's.
Well, it was going to be the reason why she was not alive.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they were going to kill her because she was infertile. And so fortunately, the dairy farmer's daughter, whose name was Jenna, not just a coincidence, that is why she has her name, decided to help save her and help find a home for her, which ended up being us. And so, but otherwise, she would have been, force impregnated by a farmer shoving his arm up her private parts once a year. And then her having a baby that they would take the minute that baby was born and do unpleasant things. Her horns would have been burned out. Just a lot of bad things. And then when she was probably 4 to 6 years old, they would have killed her and made her into cheap hamburger, because at that point her milk production would have slowed, her legs would have started to give out. It's just really bad things. So Grace says, is most of the beef people eat male? And are the females dairy cows? No. So like Annie, our little blind dwarf cow, she is like a breed that's typically used for beef, whereas Jenna is a breed like called the Holsteins. The black and white cows are typically dairy cows. Unfortunately for the boys born on those farms, they usually send them to either veal farms, kill them right away, or once in a while they get to, be used for something like beef. But no matter what it is, like a year and a half max is what they get to live out of 20 years.
Like, they haven't even lost their baby teeth yet. For some reason, that fact makes me like so sad. Like seeing the cows losing their baby teeth at like 4 years old. I mean, like so many cows are killed before they even
lose their baby teeth,
and that's just like just for some reason makes it like even worse.
Alina says, Jesus, what a shit world this is. Yep. It kind of is. Sure is. And Mel said, the dairy industry is just so cruel. Yeah, dairy industry is like, I don't know. They're all awful. Yes, Mallory in the front.
A lot of people like don't eat veal or lamb. Like they have an issue with it being like a baby animal, right? Which understandably, but all the animals that are eaten are babies. Like literally all of them. They're just not called different things, and so of course they're not advertising like, hey, this cow was a year and a half old and they could have lived to 20 years. Like they're not going to say that. So or
like the chickens people eat are 6 weeks.
Yeah, or they're
out of 10-year lifespan, they are 6 weeks old. Yeah, like what is that fractionally? 6 weeks out of 52. Yeah. What would that be? 3.
Every animal that's eaten is a baby.
Yeah, so what would that be?
I mean, dairy cows probably live the longest, but are like tortured horribly like during their whole lives, so it's like hard to know. Like
it's not even like 100th of their lifespan.
For the chickens?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, something like that. It's like a teeny teeny fraction. Yeah, I need to have a minute to think.
Well, I'm gonna rub this belly right here that is needing some rubbing.
Oh, that's awesome, Grace. Tonight I made mushroom. I'm gonna say this wrong, but bourguignon. In honor of you guys trying to go more plant based.
Yay!
That's
I love
awesome.
that. I love it.
We really
It
appreciate
raises
you,
my
Grace.
spirits every time I hear that.
Like it makes
You
all
need
the
to become one of
time
us, Grace. The cult
on
working.
here. Yes.
The cult is working. It's just like the cult of like truth, though. You know, it's like the things that people don't know or don't think about. Like that's our cult. It's like we just like indoctrinate you with like the truth.
Well, like the hard part about what we know is it's not even like something where people are like, oh, that's a conspiracy. It's just like something that like is admittedly true by the industries. Like I mean, I talked to that guy on Easter Day who worked for Smithfield, going around to check all their plants, and he was talking about the exact way I know they're treated, but talking about it if it was this glorious thing that they do for these pigs. So yeah, it's like the egg industry has responded to how horrible it is that they shred all the male chicks alive on like day 2 by saying, well, do you have something you want to do with them, because we don't need them basically. And so
But that, again, that goes back to what I was saying before. Is this like, well, what else were they supposed to do?
and
Like,
Mel
it's
approves.
inevitable. Like
Yeah.
it could not be like you murdering chickens. Period. Like it's not inevitable. It's not.
Yeah.
Oh, we would do something with them if we could. It's like you don't have to be in that position to begin with. Like they're choosing to make a business out of murdering animals and then acting like it's inevitable. Like there's nothing we can do. Like no, here's something you can do. Don't freaking do it.
And Mel is excited about the mushroom, and I'm gonna say it wrong again, but bourguignon. I don't know. I've never heard of it, but I'll have to look it up.
Look it up. That sounds good. I want
But
you make the mushroom bourguignon.
thank you for copying my bad pronunciation. I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna like reference the dairy farmers. Well, if we didn't milk them, they'd be in pain. And it's like, one, no, they would just stop making milk. But
like
two,
every other animal, like humans, like you don't milk them their entire life of mom because she made milk at one point.
yeah. Now Grace has asked a great question.
Ooh.
Let's say people stop buying meat. What would happen? Will farm animals still be raised, or does it matter because they aren't being killed? And so I think there is sort of the human perspective of, oh, that would be sad not for them to exist. But it's from like a very like, I enjoy this animal versus a species that like only exists to suffer, couldn't exist in the wild. I mean, pigs could, so they'll be fine. But couldn't exist in the wild, like as a species, they don't care about existing. It's like if every human died, there would be no collective sense of like loss to humans.
Humans would know. Like cows wouldn't even know. So like, not only do they not have, there's no hive mind of like cows, for example. They don't they have no knowledge.
Oh,
of,
thank
like,
you,
the
BF.
species. So it's not like they would not be feeling a loss of like, oh, my species is going to go extinct because they don't even care.
Yeah, like it's a very human-centric,
Right.
driven thing when we're like, oh, it would be awful to lose this species, or yeah, we want to bring back the woolly mammoth. We're not doing it for them. They don't care. They're
Or people who are like, well, the species is going to go extinct, so we have to breed them. It's like the conservation mindset is this very like human focused, assuming some sort of hive mind of the animals that like doesn't understand. It's just a bunch of individuals having their own individual experience and only caring about their individual experience and their families and things like that they are aware of and are in front of them. So it's like a species doesn't know that it's going extinct unless it's a human. Humans might know that, but
yeah, I mean, it is kind of like like they are trying to bring back these species that have died off, and in some ways, it's like a sad goal to be like, oh, it would be much better to not exist than to exist within a world where you're raised and exist solely to be abused. But like, with the Cornish cross chickens that we rescue. Like, we love them. We try to give them an amazing life once they're born.
None of them should
But
be
it is
born
so
born.
abusive that they exist at all. Like, and like I say, once they exist, they want to live, and you want to like give them the happiest life possible, but their bodies just don't exist for them at all. They're,
Yeah,
it's just
and you
pain.
wouldn't make like puppies, right? You wouldn't be like, we should just breed, 12 billion puppies a year because they wouldn't exist if we didn't,
Yeah.
and have them have horrible lives. Like, you don't think that way. You don't think about all the people that don't exist because we're not just, I mean, we are mass producing people, but you know what I mean? It's like, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do it if it wasn't happening. And so, like, the reverse is true, where like it doesn't need to happen. It's not bad if like billions of cows aren't being born and then slaughtered, in the same year.
Yeah.
But,
And I mean, I think, and Grace makes another good question. She says, so farm animals could be more like dogs or pets in the best possible future. And so I think no, but only from the perspective of like humans.
I think it's so sad not to think
It
about
is
that.
really sad to think, but humans shouldn't be in charge of any animals. Like, we're barely responsible for ourselves. If there's an
I don't
animal,
know. I have hope that humans can help animals. Like,
well,
I struggle with that
but
because
we
I feel
can
like,
help without creating them for our purpose.
yeah,
So if they
absolutely,
exist, and like, if you can like eventually beat death, and like the ones that exist want to
Yeah.
live, and you can let them live forever. But the idea of like breeding,
and separating families.
yeah,
Like, they should, like, if they have babies, like, they should stay with their families forever. Like, we shouldn't be breeding them and taking them and using them as pets. Like, it should be more of like a caretaking role of like ensuring everyone's like safe and healthy and
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like if you wouldn't do it to humans, then like you have to ask, is your motive really for that species? Like, I wouldn't want to be bred into existence to be sort of separated from like my family, so that like I could be, like, and I
But
it's
neither mom wouldn't want that. I mean, that's hard.
yeah,
Like, a mom having her babies torn away from her is like an awful thing.
yeah,
You wouldn't want to be used to breed babies so other people could have them against
yeah,
your will. Like, maybe you would adopt them, maybe you would whatever, like, but it's your choice. It's you deciding that and not being, basically a slave producing, babies. People kind of like a Gilead. If you think of like the Handmaid's Tale, like that's animals.
Grace says, you're making me think. And then she said, if everyone went vegan, I would do it in a second and have no issues, as sad as that is.
We were talking about that too.
Yeah.
Like, there will be a tipping point.
Yeah.
Maybe here's another way to think of it, since Grace is a thinker, right? Like, for me, this is something that impacts me as I think about, like, okay, we look at times where there were, like, people owning slaves, or the Holocaust, like, really, where women had no rights, and they were, it was, you couldn't, like, rape your wife, or you could, like, abuse, like, all these things, right? And the people that we now, from our perspective, look back on as being heroes are the people who did the Underground Railroad, the people who helped, save the Jews and hide the Jews, people that went against what the masses were doing. Those people we look back now and are heroes. At the time, people made fun of them, people hated them, they were, arrested, killed, like all those things. And so my question would be, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the person that was brave enough to be different because you realized something was wrong, or, someone who only changed because...
Yeah. Well, and the idea that I'm only one person, like,
Yeah.
it's hard to think I'm going to go against the grain, but you're only one person until you join another person, and then you're two people, and then you just keep multiplying. And so,
And then you have faith.
yeah, and then so the more people that sort of step out of line, the more everyone around them goes, wait, like, I know them, like, I know how they, exist and think and feel, and I think of them as like a really smart person, and here they are changing what they do. There's possibly something to that. And yeah, they'll make fun of you and like, criticize it and stuff, but eventually,
You're right.
deep down, they're not going to make fun of you or criticize you for something that they're sure you're wrong about. They might be like, I don't understand that. But people tend to have a negative, sort of virulent reaction to something where it makes them question themselves. And
People
then
used to fight again for owning slaves. Like that was like a thing that it was like most believed was acceptable to do, and the people who were arguing against it were the minority and were looked at like it's a weird thing to think about where you're like that's crazy, but like that's what happens. Yeah.
And Mel says we failed them all, and Alina agreed. And Mel said, "How could one not think of Lily? She's one of the few lucky ones." And Alina said, "It breaks my heart." Sorry, just like
Yeah,
I
yeah, no,
wanted
no, go
to
ahead.
share.
Absolutely. No, I'm done.
And then Alina said, "And that one person influences another, and that person may influence someone who makes a difference." Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, you'll never know how much of an impact you have because most people have a sense of like wanting to own, like they don't want to feel like they're influenced. I think some people are willing to acknowledge like, oh, that made me think, but a lot of people want to think, oh, I just sort of came to that.
Yeah.
And so you'll never know that something you said changed them.
Well,
Or
it feels that way because like that's like you're like taking all
yeah.
this information, and with that information you're making a decision, but the information came from people, so it may not be. In some cases it might be like, oh, this person totally influenced me to do this, but in other cases it might be you were the one giving that perspective or that information, and someone ultimately made that.
Well, and we hear a lot like, oh, it's because of Jenna, or it's because
Yeah.
of Quincy, or whatever it is that someone changed things. And
Or
so,
Charlotte.
or Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte. Actually, Charlotte probably has many, many, many. Because I mean, I've had so many people write me because I used to go out into Colonial Williamsburg with Charlotte like every day, like literally every day for hours, and just interact with people, which is like really hard when you're an introvert. So I would come home and pass out, but we would just talk to people about what pigs go through. And like so many people have reached out even years later and just said, oh, we ran into you on vacation, a long time ago. So Grace says, I'm super into cooking and do all the cooking for my fiance, so I guess he has no choice. That's a perfect way to look at it. But she says, what do you say to people who go vegan but live with others? Like, it can be rough, yeah. I mean, especially if the person is stubborn. Because, I mean, like, honestly, there's so many things that taste like nearly identical. There's so many new options, and it only takes a little bit of time for taste buds to change. So it's really, I don't know. It's like hard to imagine wanting to be with someone, for me personally.
But I mean,
That
if you make that change and you're already like with somebody.
yeah, no, but I mean, if they're like so opposed that like, well, I'm not going to eat that, versus someone who's like, well, if you're making it, I'll eat that. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's rough. I mean, I think different people have different levels of tolerance for that. I think a lot of people have sort of like a no animal products in the house with me.
Yeah.
Like, rule tends to work. What would we say for them? Is like, I'm sorry, that's really rough.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is really tricky, and then like it's even more tricky when you have kids and you've got like one, giving sort of one perspective and the other, because usually it's the vegan within the world that sort of browbeat into like, oh, don't force that on your kids, and it's like, like
murder on your kids.
I mean, like, and don't get me wrong, Mallory and I still live by the rule of thumb. That as long as the stick is like less diameter than my thumb, that's yeah. Like, I mean, that's literally the world how it used to be. Yeah, no, that doesn't happen. But
I mean, his stick.
things.
Him,
Oh, sorry, I heard that.
Violence isn't funny.
It isn't. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But she said, especially guys who like burgers and sports bars, it's hard. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of sports bars now are starting to get, beyond burgers and impossible, like burgers. And like, they're so, like, you couldn't tell the difference if you didn't know that it was different.
And red meat leads to ED.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if men care so much about
Yeah.
their male parts, they should really give that.
For any ladies out there with someone who eats meat, and you wanna, anytime they're having a little trouble, just be like, oh, you got meat wiener.
Like, maybe this would be a little better if we were you were eating more plants there, buddy. Might make them.
Oh, and Grace says you do feel so much less gross after eating a black bean burger.
It's true. You don't have to like think. I mean, when I see meat, when I walk by like a grocery store, and I'm like,
Mel likes my dark sense of humor.
Yeah, I wonder, like, oh, like I bet that cow had a best friend, or I bet that pig liked to cuddle, or like I wonder what they were like. I wonder who they liked. I wonder who they hung out with. Like,
well, I think that's the thing. It's so easy when you put yourself in the shoes of the victim. It's like, oh, like I have to have a less filled choice on the menu, but then you're like, oh, well, like that cow was in a field hanging out with their best friend, and then their best friend disappeared, and then later on they got on that same truck, and yeah, I mean, just
it's like looking back. I mean, because I was obviously not vegan forever. Looking back, like the idea that I said that me liking the way something tastes was more important than an animal's like entire life. Like, just feels like so gross to me. Like, how could I have thought that way? But I mean, it's like social conditioning and all that. So it's just.
And so much of it's subconscious. Like, no one. I mean, there are some people. I have met many of them while doing activism that will say, "Yeah, well, it's just more important what I feel like." But most people don't actively go, "Well, let's see. I want a burger today. I'm gonna choose it. That's more important than." But yeah, I mean, yeah.
You're pushing it out of your mind, but that's what you're doing. Is you're saying every time, like, my taste buds are more important than like your whole life. Like, it's just, and so many animals over and over and over.
Grace said, "Your animals are like your pets," and I think. But would I eat my dog? No. And I love farm animals, so you guys have changed my mindset. We love hearing that. Like, and I think that, that says a lot, about you as a person, that you can step outside of sort of like the conditioning that is like our whole world, like constantly telling us this. So.
Well, and like Jenna, I mean, you look at like Jenna, right? Jenna was rescued from a dairy farm. Quincy was rescued from, our turkey was rescued from a factory farm. Like, they have these
stolen, like, rescued,
But I feel like Jenna has a huge personality. Right?
Yeah.
It's like she seems so special, and she was gonna be a waste product at a dairy farm. Like, how many Jennas are there out there that never got to exist, that never got to be? It's like Jenna's special, but she's not like, I don't know. Like, I feel like she's not like one in a million. Like, she is, but like also she's just a cow from a dairy farm, and so you see her with this huge personality and like just taking over, the sanctuary, and just being like adorable and so funny, and it's like all those cows that could have been Jenna's.
Rewind 1989 said most meat in grocery stores did not come from loving open range farms where they were born and bred and slaughtered, or they were born and bred and slaughtered in a warehouse. And our pigs are very lucky, and all our animals are very lucky. Yeah, I mean, it is like 95% of all animals pretty much live in sheds their entire life, and even when they say, grass fed, that just means they brought in some corn, and corn is technically a grass, or, grass finished means for like a week of their life they brought in some hay instead of just giving them Skittles that had the wrong S on it, so.
Literally something that they feed them. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna hand you this because now I need to powder my nose.
Okay. Well, we've been on for a while too, okay, so we could on our soapbox. Oh, we did it for an hour. Odin is gone. Sorry, I was just catching up on comments here. Odin has decided that he also needs to powder his nose, so hopefully he's not tricking me into taking his diaper off. I have not seen the documentary Once Upon a Farm. I don't think I've seen that, or I've heard of it. Oh, thank you. We love Odin too. He's a funny little guy. He's always been like super intense and super like sensitive. And then, but always like very much wanting to just like cuddle and be part of everything. So he is fun. And he's back. He's back. Dad's gonna find out that your wiener isn't holstered. Poor kid. We got a free wiener going around. You might want to holster that. He's so funny.
2 of us.
TMI. TMI.
Well, you ready to go chill?
We are ready to go. Oh. What if becoming vegan is sort of like becoming sober? Like maybe you make people uncomfortable socially, but it's for the best. Yeah, absolutely. As a sober person myself, it definitely is. And it's like,
pretty girl.
You know, you get used to being, you know, a little different from everyone else and realizing that, you know, that's okay.
That's one thing about being autistic that's nice, you know, like being different was never like, how am I going to pull this off?
Big stretch. Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to head on out. This was a really like good, productive conversation, and thank you to everybody who. Oh, Michael said Impossible is the best. I do love Impossible burgers.
Yeah. At home, I like Beyond, but like when we go to like Burger King, I like the
That's true. I think Beyond might be. Beyond has those
well, especially the avocado oil ones because they're not quite as like.
Yeah, that's true.
My belly's not much on oil.
Yeah.
My son, did I ever tell you the story about oil belly?
No.
The levels of oil belly tomorrow.
We look forward to hearing about that.
Oil belly.
Just
it ends in like catastrophic diarrhea. That's all I'm gonna say. But
that's really we didn't need that at all. Like if there was a rewind button, I would suggest that you pressed it on saying that.
There's no one due on my.
If you had like 3 rewind buttons for your whole life, I would say maybe consider that being one of them. You know. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Well, good night, everybody. We had so much fun hanging out with you. Mel, don't encourage Ryan. Don't encourage Ryan.
Veganism, man. It's like
we really get on a soapbox. Like, I mean, it is
it's like what we love, you know.
It's like all we do.
It's almost like we dedicated our whole life to it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, if you don't want them to talk about veganism, like you better be careful, not bring it up. So, all right. Well, thanks again. We really love hanging out with you guys. We look forward to it. Hey, Status Quo from Italy. I love when we get people from all over. So, yeah, thanks for being our friends. Thanks for hanging out. We will be back at 9 if you're new tomorrow, or if you're new, come back and hang out. What?
It's different than the status quo since we've not had the status quo on.
You think it's not the status quo?
The status quo.
Oh, that is profound. If you want more of Ryan's profound thoughts, we will see you at 9 Eastern tomorrow. And
I got you guys covered on my profound thoughts.
Have a great night, everybody.